Afternoon, everyone. I don't know if you can hear me because of the wind, but it's another week here at the ranch. It's another week where the grass is booming, and we're in the testing phase of our paddocks with the polyline and high tensile. So over the course of the springtime, we've slowly been getting these cattle adapted to being squeezed with this polyline and getting them used to and broke to that. So where we're at now, the pasture itself, the entirety of the pasture is about 25 acres, right there roundabout, 25 point something. But what we've done is we've split it into different paddocks. So the paddock that you can see them in there, and I'm not sure if you can see the polyline that runs down there, but anyways, it runs the length of the pasture down to the back corner of the pasture down there, where a high tensile line is run that makes the polyline hot. So this is a 5-acre cell that they're in now. What we're going to do is give them that for, it'll probably end up coming to 3 or 4 days total time in that pasture. But we're reading the grass and just seeing how well they eat down the grass before we do move them again. But we're getting them used to being squeezed a little bit tighter into that 5-acre roundabout number. And then the next step is probably it'll round out being on the 4th day, which would be Monday. We're going to move them into the pasture that, or not the pasture, the paddock that I'm standing in now, which is another 5-acre strip. So it's another strip of polyline is, let me walk over there. You can see the polyline running down here, and then it runs to the back perimeter fencing over there that I talked about earlier. And what we're going to do here is strip this 5 acres down to 2.5. So squeeze them a little bit more, get a little bit better hoof impact, a little bit higher density grazing, and just get a little bit better manure and urine concentration in one specific area. So that's the next step, is to squeeze them a little bit tighter and get them used to that and just see how we are. And what we've did to rig that up is so you can see our line here that we've run that I just talked about. And to make this a cross fencing is we drove a T-post here that you can see, tied some hay string around it. We have this plastic handle with a metal hook end, and there's a plastic hook end also. But because it's ran and made hot at the other end, it's connected there. So this is a corner piece here where they can't cross, and then this other end down here, it's on a reel. But what we did to make it hot is we've wound this polyline around that polyline and then attached it to another T-post down there with some hay string so it doesn't make contact and ground it out. So that's made it hot. And in this paddock here that I'm standing in that they're going to go into Monday, they have a pond, or half of a pond, so they'll have plenty of water. And then we'll probably end up having to move them daily. I would assume, we'll just have to check the grass and how they're doing, but I would assume daily. So on Tuesday, we'll move them into the second 2.5 acre paddock over here, which they have a a creek that runs the entire length of that back perimeter fence down there that's still rolling pretty good. So they've got plenty of water in both paddocks. So those are the two things we got to keep an eye on, is how the grass and the forage is handling their grazing, and then their water. So those are the two main concerns of this intensive grazing that you need to watch for, is the forage and water. So that's where we're at. I just wanted to take a video and update you. Cattle are looking great. They're looking full. They're doing great, moving great. I just can't say enough good things about how this herd's doing. So it's only going to get better from here. See you in the next video.